Welcome back, you guys. So today we're going to be working on the Glock 43 slide. I'm very excited about this. I've done several 43s in the past, but that was kind of before I was doing my YouTube thing. So you might find a picture on Instagram or Facebook, but I don't think I have any other videos out on the 43. So I'm really excited about demonstrating a little bit of what we can do on the 43s. I get a lot of requests about them. You know, you guys see patterns on the 19s and you see patterns on the 17s and the 26s, and you're like, can we do that on the 43, or do we have any restrictions because it's a smaller slide? So today we're going to kind of push you through that. We're going to try to educate you a little bit more about that, and we're going to show you that there's a lot of stuff that can still be done on the 43s themselves, even though they are a much smaller slide. So first and foremost, we're going to run a chamfer all the way around the top, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get those tapered size. We're going to do all three edges on the front, and we're only going to be doing the rear section on the top. Okay, we're not going to do the side, and the main reason is because the plunger holes here, we could probably run a tiny chamfer, but at the end of the day, it's just not going to match up with the top. And the top has to be relatively deep because we're going to be running some text engraving on the back. So we just want to make sure we have a nice flat surface to run some engraving on the back of that. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to be staying away from there. What we're also going to be doing is shaving the sides. Okay, some nice ball work around the ejection port and extractor and things. So that's one of the things we're after. You guys have seen that before on my other slides. And then we'll also be running a ball nose down through here, right off the edge. So that'll be all shaved. We'll be doing a ported window here. So same thing over here. We're going to shave this off. We'll be doing a window. Now on the top, we're going to be doing a dish. Okay, so in the back we're going to do a dish, and on the front we're going to do 2 holes. And then once that's done, we'll be doing some laser work. We've got some laser engraving to do in the back, and we've got some laser engraving to do on the grip section to make it a little bit more aggressive. Now, one of the reasons why this was brought to my attention about what we wanted to do on this slide for the customer was weight reduction. The 43s and the 42s seem to be a lot of carry. They've become a lot more of your carry weapons over some of the other traditional ones that you were seeing people do, like the 19s, the 17s, the 26s, the 27s, that kind of thing. So one of the guys said to me, can we weigh it before we do it? Can we weigh it after we do it? And can we kind of get a comparison of how much weight we actually reduced? And just to kind of give some of the viewers an idea of we're not just doing it for the aesthetics of the weapon, we're also doing it for weight reduction. We carry it every day, 8 hours a day, and it kind of gets heavy after a while. So I know a lot of you guys are in that same kind of boat. You guys have asked me, can we do something for weight reduction, because I carry a lot. So one of the main reasons we're doing this slide is for weight reduction, because it's a daily carry. So just to kind of give you an idea on that, we will be doing a weight check on the end. So basically I took a picture of it, I weighed it the way it is with the factory slide, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and actually throw it on the scale with you guys, and we'll see what it weighs after we're done. So guys, I'm going to take you through this process. We're going to go ahead and get started with the chamfering around the top, and as some of this stuff unfolds, I'm going to bring you guys back. We're just going to kind of see a little bit more of how it looks, and we're going to go from there. So let's get to work. Alright guys, well that came out super nice. Now one of the reasons why we're having a conversation with it still in the vise is because now that we have it all squared up and set up for the top side here, we're going to go ahead and run that back dish, and then we're going to go ahead and run those front 2 pockets while we already have it in here. And then we'll probably do a little bit of sandblasting, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. Now we haven't done the front edges here yet, because we haven't done a rotation on the slide. So normally I do it all in one step, but I kind of thought, well, while we already have it in here and it's already set up, let's just go ahead and finish up the top side, and we'll sandblast it. And even though it might look a little odd because we don't have the front done on the edges, not a big deal. We're going to move forward and get those done before we complete the project anyhow. So we're just kind of taking a different approach today, doing it just in a little bit of different order today. So guys, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through the top right now, and let's wrap that up. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out. It's pretty messy. Just take a look at it real quick here. And I'm sorry we're not getting much focus here. It's probably because there's a whole bunch of stuff all over it. Guys, we're going to go ahead and run this under the sandblaster real quick, and let me just kind of show you what we have. Alright guys, well, what do you guys think? The tapering came out really nice. We've got a nice chamfer all the way around, right? And the top pocket came out really nice in the rear. So we do have a little bit more sandblasting to do. As always, we'll hammer those lines out before we have a final product at the end. The porting in the front came out real nice and square and even. Just really a nice design overall. It's going to be really cool for a 43. You just don't see a whole lot of 43s out there with a lot of stuff done to them. So this one's going to kind of be overhauled. So this is just kind of, it's really coming together real nice. And I'm really just looking forward to seeing what we have as a final product. We haven't finished up all the tapering yet on the sides because we're waiting to put it over. So once we start the side, we'll shave the side. We have a dish here and a window here, and then we'll go ahead and cut that at the same time. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and start with the left side, and let's just see what we can come up with. Super nice, guys. Look at this. Just overall, really well thought out. Went ahead and shaved the side here, put a dish here to remove some weight, punched a hole all the way through, and went ahead and ran that chamfer on the front. So guys, looks like now it's time to flip it and match the other side. So let me take you through that process. Guys, this thing doesn't even look like a 43. It looks so nice. Oh man, look at this nice ball nose all the way around where the barrel would go. Just nice shaved sides. So it's not a square side down. So we ball nosed it around the edge, right? So it's nice and cupped. Same as on this side. Just beautiful. Nice even and proportional here. If you look at this last line here, okay? And we just rotate it. You look at the last line here. Just really nice overall. Alright guys, well, there you have it. The rear section has all been lasered over the existing serrations, And one thing I want to say is that I've done a lot of different techniques, patterns, different styles, different depths in the past, a lot of extensive testing, and I'll say that a lot of them look nice, but this one not only looks nice, but is by far the most aggressive that I've ever designed and ever come across. And it's crazy because I go to the gun shows and set up, and a lot of the guys, you know, see some of the other designs that I do, and of course I've got a couple designs that you guys haven't seen, and almost every time I'll run across somebody that's a trainer or a 3-gun shooter, you know, and they're always like, man, I really want to get that done on my gun because I've never seen anything that aggressive with the rear serrations already being on the gun. You know, so we're not removing the existing serrations that are here. We're simply working with them to make a multi-tiered pattern that's very, very aggressive on your hand. So I've got a lot of guys that end up running this on their competition gun stuff because of how aggressive it is. I mean, if you grip it hard enough and pull it back fast enough, you'll probably lose some skin. I mean, it's very, very aggressive. So it's kind of one of those patterns that it's left up to the user to determine how much they want to, you know, press on it with their hands. They can gently grab it and cycle the weapon, or they can get really aggressive with it if they've got dirt and grime, you know, or oil or something on their hands, and they can really cycle that weapon without actually having any kind of functionality problems. So very, very cool. But overall, guys, it came out super, super nice. So one of the things that I wanted to do, because the owner asked me, first and foremost, was weight reduction and what do we get from where we were to where we are now. So first and foremost, here's a picture. I do apologize, guys. This is 9.25 ounces, and it was really rough. I took it with my cell phone, sent it to them by text really quick before I did any of the work, just to make sure that we had it somewhere. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and actually weigh this on the scale. So I'm gonna shut the light off. I've got a light here that I've been using lately, and we're gonna shut that off. Let's go ahead and turn the scale on here. So let's turn it on, let it zero itself out, and we are on ounces here, okay? So let's go ahead and drop this guy on here, and we are at 8.00 ounces, so that gives us about a 1.25 ounce reduction. Now, that may not sound like a whole lot, but you got to remember the whole slide itself was only 9.25. So we've taken off, you know, essentially right around an eighth of the weight. Obviously, we don't want to lose anything like rigidity, stability. We don't want to lose any of that kind of stuff, you know, by removing material. So we have to keep the goal in mind of what we're after. We are after the aesthetics of the slide. We are after the functionality of the rear grip section. And of course, whenever we reduce the weight of the slide itself, that's a positive. So very, very cool that we were able to take off a pretty good amount of weight without actually jeopardizing the integrity of the slide itself. Alright guys, one of the last things I wanted to show you was that I have a barrel here that this barrel does not belong with this slide. So these are two different customers, and this one's getting ready to get sent out this week, and I ran a quick pattern on it because I was running some samples on some stuff. And let's just go ahead and drop it in here. I really want to just be able to kind of show you what it could look like if you were to go with a barrel on your build, because I know there's been a handful of people that have been reaching out to me this week alone about 43s. I do apologize. I haven't gotten back to some of you guys, but one of the main reasons why I've kind of been putting you off is because I wanted something to talk about when I talk to you on the phone. So one of those is I really want you to go and watch this video, kind of give you an idea of what we can do, and kind of just push you forward with what your design is. And that was one of the things that I didn't have a sample, so I thought, well, let's just hold off on returning some of these calls for a couple days until we get the sample out. So, but guys, super, super cool, super nice. Obviously, this pattern doesn't necessarily match the pattern of the slide itself. They are two different customers, but it looks really, really nice. So, with that being said, guys, if this is your first video, if you haven't seen any of my other stuff, go back, watch some of my other stuff. You're going to probably realize that you like it, that it fits in kind of your wheelhouse of what you're after. We do a lot of stuff. I mean, most of it's geared around firearms. A lot of it's geared around lasers and you know, just different things from running patterns to running business logos to running, you know, cutting holes and things. So there's lots of cool things. Not everything is firearm related, but a lot of it is. But one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is Instagram and Facebook, and kind of a little bit different today than what it is normally. Normally when I talk to you guys about Instagram and Facebook, it's always about how
how I have new content coming out, and how sometimes you can see a little bit of a project maybe that doesn't make it into a full video. But that's not really what I want to talk to you today about it. What I want to talk to you today is is that when you go on Instagram, you see so many cool guns that are on there. Like you go to Google and you search guns, and for some reason Pinterest comes up with like millions of them. But the idea behind that is that somebody just takes a picture, puts a filter on it, runs it under the right light at the right angle on the right day at the right time, and it looks awesome. Okay, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you wouldn't believe, I kid you not, how many people at the gun show have come up to me and said, I'm looking at your work in my hand and I love it because I sent my gun off to have it done. And we're talking about some of the major manufacturers here, some of the big name players. And they said that their gun didn't look anything like what they planned on getting it back. There was stuff that wasn't straight. There was some sides that were deeper than other stuff. There was just all kinds of stuff that really was not what was planned. It wasn't what was proposed, and it certainly wasn't in the time frame that it was supposed to be returned. A lot of them were like a 3 or 4 week turnaround time. Most of my stuff is a 2 week turnaround time, and they were getting guns back in like 6, 7, 8 weeks. I mean, I think one of the guys that talked to me at the gun show said it took him 90 days to get his stuff back. So it is what it is, and I'm not out here pointing any names at any of the people. That's why I'm not name dropping any of them. But what I'm simply saying is, guys, there's a difference between taking a picture like this and saying, oh man, that thing looks awesome, and it's on Instagram. And there's a difference between you watching a 20 or a 30-minute video of me going like this. Guys, can you see this? Do you notice this? Or do you notice this? Like, I'm showing you everything, every angle, every possibility. I'm not just putting it at the right light and being like, yeah, let's take that picture right there. Let's drop a filter on there, and it's going to be awesome. So one of the things that I'm just trying to push to you guys a little bit is go with somebody that you know you're going to get quality work turned out. You know the turnaround time is good. And at the same hand, you know, I'm not one of these big guys. I'm not one of them like, hey, you can buy my pattern and that's all you can do, because if you don't buy my set patterns, then I won't do it. Almost everything that I do, especially everything that you guys see, is like a custom one-off of some sort or another. There may be variations of the same thing, but they're very, very close to each other. So the idea that I'm saying here is that, you know, if you find something online, if you want me to copy it, we can probably work through some of the details, especially if you're wanting parts off of a gun that you've seen, like you want a top port done or a back shaved or a rear grip section done, or there's something that you want to have done, but you don't want me to clone their entire slide, then obviously I'm probably the right guy that you should be contacting for the work. And second and foremost is that the quality of work that I turn out has to be, you know, top notch. Like it has to be. It's in my nature. You know, I mean, you guys have probably figured that out by now. I mean, the stuff that I do is not the same as everyone else, so it's a little bit off the beaten path, and it really has to be good because I'm demoing you the video of it over the course of, you know, 20 or 30 minutes. So it's a little bit different than me, like I said, taking a picture or covering some stuff up with some paint. You know, like you get a lot of Cerakote guns that are on YouTube and they're like, hey, did you see that, guys? You know, MVP Shield, it looked awesome. Yeah, well, it had grips on it and it had, you know, all the stuff that was on it. It was Cerakoted. It was really hard to tell what was going on because the guy was like, yeah, it looks awesome like this. And then all of a sudden it goes to like this. And you can't see anything because the guy's talking. So, I mean, that's not what you guys get here. You guys get up front, up close. We get personal with the work, okay? So if there's something wrong with the work, you're going to know it first and foremost. You'll be the first to be able to see it before, you know, before anybody else, because it's live right here. And certainly I wouldn't be able to post stuff live, especially customer project stuff, if it wasn't perfect. Now, of course, we add a little bit of color to this, and you're gonna, you know, disappear some of the lines and some of the sandblasting, some things like that. But the other guys, they're not showing you any of that. They're not actually showing you what it looked like bare metal, okay? They're wanting to show you a car that's been painted. They're not wanting to show you all the stuff that they fixed before they painted the car. You see what I'm getting at here? So the idea here is that, you know, you have to do a good job and be good at what you do, or you're just not going to turn out the quality product, and clearly you'll be able to tell that. So guys, if you don't know how to get a hold of me, the video description of almost every one of my videos has an email in there. Try to send me a message through email. It's really busy this time of year as far as work goes. If you call me, I may or may not get back with you within a couple of days. I'm trying to. If you text me, I'll almost immediately get back to you. But right now it's just been really difficult with work and with holidays and everything else. And the best way to do it for me to keep track of some of these projects is to email me. Mark@NCEngravers.com will allow you to, you know, kind of send me some pictures, send me some ideas, get some quotes back. We can stay on the same page with stuff instead of you texting me and I'm texting you a quote or whatever the case may be, and then you reach back out to me in 90 days and I don't remember who you are. So it's one of those deals where there's a little bit of a paperwork trail. So guys, that's definitely the best way to contact me, is probably by email, right from the webpage, NCEngravers.com. Direct links on the bottom, YouTube, Instagram, and of course, you know, you can find me on Facebook. If you've had work done for me in the past, go over there and send me a review on, or post me a review on NCEngravers.com, which is our Facebook page, because that's one of the only ways that I advertise. That's one of the only ways that I get my name out there to some of the other people. I'm not, you know, I do a little bit of the local gun show stuff, but I'm not, you know, advertising on the radio or doing any kind of web page thing other than my own. I don't have Google ads or any of that kind of stuff. So very, very cool if you've actually had work received by me. And even if you don't want to write a review, if you just want to do the 1 through 5 star, however you feel about it, go ahead and, you know, post it through that way, because there's a lot of people that see that and they you know, make a judgment call of whether they do or do not want to get work done based off of reviews, right? So just kind of think that through a little bit. It kind of helps me a little bit. And I'm always trying to turn this work out as fast as I can for you in the best shape I possibly can for you. We're not going to rush anything just to get it out the door. That's just not going to happen. But guys, chances are, if you're watching this video the day it came out, it is Thanksgiving. So spend some time with your family, okay? That's the whole idea behind Thanksgiving, is to be appreciative of what you have, the people you have around you, things like that. Some of the people that you have around you, this may be the last time you see them. You never know. They may be going off to college, or they may live in another state, or something, you know, crazy could happen in someone's life. We know how that goes. And for you that don't have any kids running around, take it as a blessing, because you never know. Next year you might have some little ones running around and you don't have the time to do anything, so you're gonna be chasing them. So just spend a little bit of time with your family. It's called Thanksgiving. It's not called Turkey Day. Okay, we need to be thankful for what we have in our lives. Okay, that's the idea behind it. So give me a big thumbs up for that, especially if if you're watching it on Thanksgiving, you know, you're waiting to eat or something like that, or you're waiting to go shopping or whatever the case may be. But give me a thumbs up on that. And if you're a couple days behind, I apologize, but the video came out live on Thanksgiving, and you're just gonna have to get your stuff together. Okay, so you know, get those email notifications turned on and things like that, and get that content turned out to you when it comes out. So get those notifications lit up, okay? You guys need anything, I'm only email, a phone call, or a text away. And guys, you can catch me on the next one. Thanks.